Welcome to episode 3 of Conquering the Nether. Today, I'm going to try to defeat the Ender Dragon. Some crazy things happen, so you're going to want to watch to the end. Everyone knows that if you want to defeat the Ender Dragon, you're going to need to find one thing, a Nether fortress. They can be hard to find, but you can get blaze rods to make eyes at Ender so you can find the Stronghold. So, I packed my bags for the Nether and hopped through the Nether portal and started looking. Everything was very intense. While looking, I encountered a ghast, I crossed many lava lakes, and even accidentally fell into lava. I would have been dead if it wasn't for a netherite armor. Even the Minecraft music was super intense, and at some points I was like in an action movie. Like, what is this? I'm in Minecraft, not co-starring with Roblox. But anyway, after a while of searching, I finally found another fortress. I made my way to the fortress and immediately got bombarded with mobs. It was pretty annoying, but eventually I got in the fortress and I started looking for blaze spawners. Every corner I went down, there was tons of mobs. It took a while to get past them all, but eventually I found a blaze spawner. I started killing all the blazes for blaze rods. I ended up getting a decent amount and decided to head back to my nether portal. It actually took a couple minutes to get out of the nether fortress, and I ended up getting 3 wither skeleton skulls and more blaze rods than I intended to get. But I did make it out. With a little digging, I made it home. Now, we can start getting ender pearls to find the stronghold. Luckily, I'm in a nether biome where only endermen can spawn. So, back to the nether to gather some ender pearls. I looked around the area looking for some endermen, and there wasn't one in sight. A little weird considering that this is the biome where a lot of endermen should spawn. And when I did find an enderman, they'd teleport away, or when I killed them, they wouldn't drop anything. After a little bit, I ran out of food and went back to the overworld to get some more food. After getting some more food, I headed back into the nether again. Hopefully this time I'll get more ender pearls. I haven't gained a single ender pearl. There's supposed to be endermen here. There's none. So, new plan. Instead of hunting for endermen, we can buy ender pearls from villagers. If you get a brewing stand, you can turn a villager into a clerk, which will sell you ender pearls. Just so happens, I have a village near my house. I really should have thought of this plan earlier. I could have saved like an hour. So, I ditched the nether, grabbed a brewing stand, and head straight to the village. I did end up getting lost, but we don't have to talk about that. I got to the village and immediately turned the villager into a cleric. This villager can trade rotten flesh, and turns out I have a ton at my gold farm. I actually forgot the rotten flesh, so I had to go all the way back to my gold farm, grab the rotten flesh, and then go all the way back to the village. And then I got lost going to the village again. But that's okay, because I traded my rotten flesh with the villagers and almost have enough emeralds to get the ender pearl trades. After cutting down some trees and trading sticks for emeralds, I had 12 ender pearls, which is exactly enough to go to the end. So I headed back to my house and prepared to defeat the ender dragon. Before we go on, please subscribe because this took so long to make. Also, comment why I should build in the nether because you might be featured in my next video. Anyway, before we start looking for the stronghold, we should probably get some things. I never made a bow, and they're pretty important in the end, so let's get one of those. Then, I'm gonna need some more food and blocks for traveling around in the end. Finally, I have my doubts about bringing this, but just in case, I'm bringing my enchanted golden apple. I could lose it, but I may need it. So, after getting prepared, I throw the Eye of Ender and start traveling to find the stronghold. After over 4,000 blocks, I finally found this village. Usually the stronghold is underneath villages, so I started digging down to find it. But when I found the stronghold, there was no portal room. It was just 3 rooms going in a circle. Little did I know, there's a chance in Bedrock Edition where a stronghold can spawn without a portal room. And this had happened to me. I was devastated. This means I have to find another stronghold. Strongholds are very hard to find, and it could take hours to find another one. And I really didn't want to go through finding another stronghold, so I entered my seed into this website to find one, and it was pretty far from where I was. It was gonna take me a long time to get there. I traveled over 10,000 blocks to get to the stronghold and finally reached my destination. I dug down and finally found the stronghold. I dug right into the portal room and I could finally go to the end. I set my spawn so if I die, I can go right back into the end. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. I could die, lose all my stuff, and have to start all over. But that's just how Minecraft is. I loaded up the eyes in the portal and then it was time to go to the end. I jumped in and immediately started bridging over to the main end island. I had to be very careful bridging because if I made one mistake, I could fall into the end void and lose all my stuff. Once I reached the main end island, I started taking out the end towers. Slowly but surely, I took out all the end towers, and now it's time to deal damage to the dragon. One swing after another, the dragon's health started to deteriorate. And finally, after a long battle and after one final swing, I had done it. I had to feed the ender dragon. But I'm not leaving just yet. I still need to find the elytra. I gathered an ender pearl to go into the new portal and teleported through and headed off to find my elytra. After a bit of searching, I did find an end city, but no elytra. But finally, after looking for a while, I'd find the giant end city with an elytra. I made my way through the end city, killing all the shulkers and getting some loot. But now it's time to get my elytra. I bridged over to the ship and entered it. I killed the shulker that was protecting it, and finally, after only 3 episodes, I had an elytra. I made my way back up to the top of the ship and equipped my elytra, and then soared back to the main end island. I gathered the dragon egg and then jumped through the portal. The credits rolled and I went back into the overworld. I made my way onto the surface and started my long journey home. And finally, after over 10,000 blocks of flying and walking, I made it home. Subscribe because this took so long to make. Also, thank you to Jaboy to making this awesome thumbnail. Link in the description to his channel. Click here to watch the last episode, click here to watch the first episode, and click here to subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.